Camera Radio, it's your boy Tony G and Big Lou, the sports book every Tuesday night. I want to thank everyone. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Lots of football. LSU is swearing in their new head coach or whatever. They got the press conference going on. And
Yeah,
what do you get? What do you get? $12 million a year?
yeah, something like that. I think it's altogether, it's a $90 million contract with
Holy cow!
is it 90? Is it 90? Is it 90 million with 25 million for the transfer fee?
Or
It
30
may not
million for
be
the
30. It's 30 million and 25 for the transfer portal recruits.
yeah. So they'll be in the hunt absolutely next year. They'll be competing with Texas A&M. There's a bunch of schools that got a bunch of money that definitely are making some moves, trying to get as many five-star recruits as they could possibly get. Um,
Hmm.
this is we could be starting the playoffs. The college season is pretty much almost over. It's amazing how fast the season comes and goes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's amazing.
yeah, crazy, crazy week in NFL. Detroit loses another one. Green Bay, Jordan Love has a great day.
Hmm.
Four touchdowns. Did on his touchdowns, he did great. On the props for his yardage, he didn't really hit. I mean, I guess you could have got it at under 240, but you'd been giving up a lot of juice. And Jared Goff had a
Hmm.
good day too.
Yeah.
256, two touchdowns. No, it was a good game. Um, Green, I mean, like I said, Detroit's suffering. They got some problems, a couple problems on defense, couple on offense. Definitely not the powerhouse they were last year. Um,
Right.
but you know
This could
everybody's
be
so
the
even.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is such an evenly matched year um, that you know what I mean. I mean it could go either way depending on how the setup rides. You know what I mean? How everything lines up because there's
Hmm.
not anyone that's just so dominant that they can't be beat. Um, I definitely I definitely agree there that anything depending on the path your road in the playoffs, I think you definitely can might be able to put some stuff together. I mean, look at the Cowboys winning
Hmm.
31-28. I mean, the bottom line is, Dak's a good quarterback and
Yeah, that offense is killing it.
he's got three number one receivers. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got some weapons. And the
And the
defenses looks
defense,
like
yeah,
they're
defense
making
looks
some
pretty solid.
adjustments.
So
Yeah, they
I
really
guess
do.
we can guess Jared does know what he's talking about then. Because he pulled
Yeah,
all
I
these,
mean,
he made these moves and his team looks better without Micah. But
yeah,
but he,
they've I mean
but
they've
with that being said, he's doing his thing in Green Bay as well. So
absolutely. I mean, yeah, like I said, the Cowboys look really good. Um, I mean, the Chiefs are hanging in. I mean, the Chiefs are hanging in there strictly off Mahomes and Andy Reid. I mean, his coaching and his quarterback play are keeping them in games where probably they shouldn't be. Um, but it's like anything else. Oh man, Kansas City's done. For 20 years, New England ruled the NFL. They won six titles out of that. So there was 14 years they didn't win the Super Bowl. People got to remember that. I know there
right.
was 3 years they did. They went and they lost. Um, but I'm just saying, you got to be. It's always plug and play next season.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Plug and
think I
play,
think you
gotta be
see,
healthy,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
got to be healthy. Got to be always making moves. I mean, really,
Hmm.
because to be honest with you, Kansas City, I mean, I mean, there was a time they had five weapons, you know what I mean? And they don't have all those weapons anymore. I'm sure they'll make adjustments. And that game was a good over. They got the over on that.
Hmm.
What's the deal with the Bengals and the Ravens? What is Joe Burrow just has the Ravens number?
Uh Joe Burrow has the Ravens number. Lamar Jackson hasn't played football in what, almost 2 months?
Yeah.
Has it been 2 months? So
No, no, he played last week. I mean, he's been back for a couple weeks.
so
Um,
it's been 2 weeks.
yeah,
It's been
he's been
about a
playing two
week.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
So
playing 2 weeks. Okay. So I
and he
think that's
had
what
one
it is,
interception.
just inconsistency. He just gotta get his groove back. He doesn't have his groove. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the Ravens. It's like
Well, it's not over yet for him because Pittsburgh lost
no,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. So they
So
were you surprised that Cincinnati didn't sit Burrow down for the rest of the season?
I was very surprised. I thought that's what they were
So,
gonna
so
do. Sit him down for the rest of the season, let him completely heal and then come back next seasons. But I also understand that they spent a lot of money too, so they kind of want to get some results. But doing what they're doing now, they're not going to get the results that they want anyway.
yeah, they were they only gave up one sack. But he's got that metal plate in his foot, so that should be. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he wants to play. He's a competitor. There's no doubt in my mind that I mean, he wants to play. I'm sure he didn't want to sit out, but hey, they came in. They beat Baltimore at home, um, and Chase's prop numbers are always a good one to jump on. He didn't have a touchdown, but his yards, catches, he's a stud. So then you go, and then you go over to the Bears and the Eagles. Eagles are definitely having problems. I don't
The
know
Eagles, it's their
the
staff.
offense. The off, yeah, they're just. I don't
They can't.
know what the
It's like they're
yeah.
incapable of making adjustments to the offense during the game. It's like they can't make game time adjustments. It's like it's whatever the game plan was when we practiced that week. We're gonna operate within those plays that we practice, as opposed of coming up with some things on the fly or confuse or at least trying to confuse your opponent's defense because they're not fooling everybody. Everybody know that he doesn't like to throw a lot, so they don't have to play deep as much. So I think it's scheming. I think it's offensive scheming because the defense is, they bend but don't break. But they can't get Saquon going. He's taking a step back. So that means that you need to scheme your offense up, and they are not good at doing that on the fly.
Well, they're saying that he might be playing with an injury, Barkley. I mean, he only had 56 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and they did throw the ball. I mean, AJ Brown had 132 yards. I mean, he was the one that was, really not happy about being there because they weren't throwing the
Mm-hmm.
ball. But I mean, they're 8-4. It ain't like, everybody, talking they're done. I mean, they're 8-4. I mean,
Right,
there's a lot. They're going to be in the playoffs. I
right.
mean, if
But they
they're
got a
going to have to
little,
turn away.
and they're gonna have to turn it up too because their schedule doesn't get easy for them. I don't think.
No, 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 no. It doesn't. It does not get easier. They got. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to pop off three. At least three more wins. Um, they definitely can't. They're not coasting. That's for sure. I mean, they're
Right,
not. Um, this isn't going to be just like, hey, lay down and we'll take we'll take the we'll take the division. That's not how this is going to go. Because
right.
Dallas is hot. They're
Mm-hmm.
not. They're going to have to turn. They're going to have to turn it around.
Yeah,
Um,
they're gonna turn. Yeah,
before
I agree.
before yeah, and they fall too far behind. Um, 49ers come in, handle business,
Mm-hmm.
and really a must win for them. Uh, Sanders didn't really have a bad day. Had one TD, threw for 149 yards. Brock Purdy only threw for 168. Um, he didn't have any interceptions, neither one of them. But San Francisco just was too much. It was kind of a grimy game because it was like
Mm-hmm.
10-8 going into the half. And then, you know, San Francisco playing their kind of football puts another 16 on the board,
Hmm.
and Cleveland just couldn't score. Um, so that was enough points. That was definitely an under. The over was 35. They
That's what.
scored 34. Yeah. So Vegas is on
Wow.
it, man. Yeah, when Vegas
Yeah.
gives you a line, don't think that it's um not true to it. They're it's very, very close. They're on top of it.
Hmm. Yeah.
What about them Jaguars?
The
It
Jaguars.
ain't pretty, but they keep winning.
It ain't pretty. They keep winning. Uh, they are pulling on the coattails of the Colts, which definitely need to get their act together because they're slipping. The AFC South has now become a foot race.
Yes.
Besides the Tennessee, the other three teams have a good chance of going to the playoffs.
Well, the Jaguars are, like I said, they're not. It's not pretty, but
Right.
they are winning.
Hmm.
And trying to pull it up. Let's do standings. So right now, Baltimore and Pittsburgh are tied for first place. And
Hmm.
what's crazy about this is Cincinnati is only 2 games back.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's Cleveland's only 3 games back. So I mean, it's not as
It's
far
tough.
out.
It's yeah,
Yeah,
it's a dogfight.
yeah. And then in Jacksonville in the AFC South, like you were saying, Jacksonville's actually in first place. The Colts are in second, and Houston is in third, and they're only 1 game out. Houston's got
Yeah.
their act together. They're playing. The defense is playing really, really good. They're winning with a backup quarterback. I mean, you know what I mean. So that lets you know what they're about. Um,
Hmm.
well coached. Like I said, that defense is definitely something. They go into to Indianapolis at home and they beat them by 4. You know what I mean? And the Colts are definitely stumbling a little bit. Um,
Yeah. They missing that extra point killed the momentum.
yeah, Daniel
When
Jones
they
didn't have an
scored that first
interception.
touchdown
Yep,
and he
yep.
missed that extra point, it killed it after that.
Yeah, they um CJ Stroud had a good day, 276, had 1 interception. Daniel Jones had 200 yards, um, no interceptions. Jonathan Taylor ran for 85 yards. It wasn't like he didn't do what he usually does. They just got outplayed, and like I said, that defense was tough. It is tough. I don't know if it's the number one defense, but it's in the top 5.
Hmm.
I know they're number 1 against the rush, number 1 against the pass. Um, so yes, the tough loss for the Colts. But the Texans came. That was another over that didn't hit. What about the Saints and the Dolphins? They were there.
Saints, Dolphins, yeah, they showed up. I feel like they're gonna get a quarterback, even though this draft class is not that strong. I feel like they're gonna get a quarterback out of this draft for that team.
I mean, Tyler Shue
Unless,
didn't do bad.
yeah,
239, 2 touchdowns, um, one one interception. So we got Kamara is out. He didn't play Kamara.
right.
They had he was Devin Neal. But they were like I said, New Orleans scored 9 in the fourth. Miami got that safety,
Hmm.
kind of closed the door. But like I said, I mean the Saints are gamey. You know what I mean? At least they're gamey.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't really fix anything, but at least they're gamey. At least they're coming to play and they're in the
Right.
mix. I mean, it wasn't
Hmm.
like they got blown out. But you look at even like the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 5-7. They pop off a 4 game winning streak, and they could be in a wild card
Hmm.
place. Um, the Falcons and the Jets. How about them Jets?
How about 'em?
27. Yeah, Atlanta doesn't travel well. We've been
Yep.
over
Nick
that a
Folk with the
hundred
walk-off
times.
field goal. Yeah. Walk-off field
Yeah.
goal for Nick Folk.
I
So,
mean, that
no
was
better way to win it.
yeah, that overhit the because they scored 51. The Jets scored 13 in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Hmm.
the Jets are playing, I mean, they're not winning a bunch, but they did win this weekend, but they
Right.
definitely they're in the mix. They're not just laying down,
Yeah.
letting people just doing whatever. Two, four, six, eight, 10, 12. Not letting people walk all over them. The Cardinals and the
Hmm.
Bucks. The Bucks had a little bit of a hard time with the Cardinals. Um,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Jacoby Brissett, he's playing. I mean, I know he had an
Yeah.
interception, but man, the last couple of weeks he's
Yeah.
been behind it. That
Yeah. He's been
offense looks
cooking.
really, yeah, that offense looks really good. I mean, at least they're scoring points. Um, and he's definitely seems to be a better fit um, than Murray. I don't know. I
Hmm.
mean, at times Murray looks good. Like I said, I really think this year will probably be Murray's last year as Arizona. I think they'll go in a different direction. And they'll probably get some. They'll probably get some action for him.
Hmm.
Um, some draft choices and so on. But yeah, definitely. And old Baker. I mean, they're 7-5. Uh, so they're I mean, they're in the hunt too.
Hmm.
Now the next game was really, really Bryce Young, 206 yards, three TDs, no interceptions.
This
Matthew,
guy.
Matthew Stafford had two interceptions, two TDs, and they beat Los Angeles Rams, where we felt was the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they went down to Carolina, and Carolina beat them. My hats off to them. I mean, it was
Hats off to Carolina. Yeah. That was a good
yeah,
victory.
it was 17-21 going into the half. And then they put two more touchdowns up, and then the Rams, and then there was a fumble. That all that stuff. I
Hmm.
mean, you can't really, um, I mean, it's the little things like that could change the course of a game.
Right.
Even if the team,
Right.
yeah,
Little tiny mistakes like that's going to cost you the playoffs.
yeah, and I was really surprised. So it definitely let you know. Again, we went back to the parity in the NFL. It's real. You know what I mean? I mean,
Hmm.
um, and what's crazy is the Panthers are 7-6. They're having a decent year. It ain't like
Hmm.
what I mean, they're not laying down. They got a young team. They got a young
Right.
quarterback that's moving. At first, I thought maybe he was a little bit too small. Last year, I
Hmm.
remember seeing him. I said, that guy's pretty small, but he's managed to manage. They're like I said, they're doing well. They're moving in the right. They're definitely moving in the right direction. The Vikings and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Sam
Great.
Darnold being
It's
Sam
always good.
Darnold,
That's always a good matchup.
yeah, yeah. He threw for 128 yards. Didn't have a TD, didn't have no interceptions. Minnesota's just got the backup. Brausmer, he had four interceptions, so you just couldn't overcome that. That's just too many interceptions. Um, it's hard, unless you got a super team. Minnesota's got a really good defense, but they can't be on the field for three-quarters of the game. But this was a good game. Like I said, Seattle's
Hmm.
9-3. They're they're getting to where they're controlling their own destiny, which is always good because they are. Let me see. So it's Los Angeles. They're tied. Los Angeles Rams and Seattle are both 9-3, and San Francisco's 9-4. So you got
Hmm.
three teams in there that's going to end up with a winning record, and someone's probably not going to the playoffs. Um, there's a chance
Right.
because the Bears are 9-3 in first place. Green Bay's 8-3, and Detroit's 7-5. There'll be
Hmm.
probably another three winning record. You can go back to here. Okay. Getting up here. The Bills and the Steelers.
It was Steelers. I watched some of this
So
game.
yeah, so here's my thing. Yes, the Bills won. Okay.
Hmm.
They ran they ran the same play over and over, and Pittsburgh couldn't stop it. And it was nothing more than a running play. And I mean, even
Yeah,
JJ Watt said, I've never seen anyone run the same play over and over, and we couldn't stop it. James Cook had 144 yards. Josh Allen had an interception. Um, he had a TD, but he only threw for 123 yards. It was all. It was just a running game. It was just. It was just they ran team total for rushing was 249 yards. That's never been done. That's the new record at Pittsburgh Stadium. The opposing team running for that many rushing yards. Um, Everybody got in on it. Josh had 38. Ray Davis had 62. And like I said, James Cook with the 144 was just he was just beating the ball down their throat. And then their offense, I wonder if he looks back, if Metcalf looks back and said, did I make the right choice by leaving Seattle? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah.
know he got his money. He got his money. I totally respect that. But I don't. They're not going. I mean, it's. I mean, like I said, they paid a lot of money for a superstar wide receiver that they're really not utilizing to the uh to the to the max. To me, um,
Hmm.
I think they're leaving a lot. I think they're leaving a lot. I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, they're going to have to go with. They even put Rudolph in at the end. I don't know what that. I saw that. Um, Rogers had somebody had. I guess he took a shot to the nose where it kind of cut his nose, uh,
Hmm.
and he was out. But yeah, just kind of. I don't know. The Steelers are 6-6, and then like I said, if the Ravens can get their stuff together and get back winning and get that offense, get Henry back in the mix, do what they did last year. I mean, they need to pop off a 4-game, 5-game winning streak. But the Steelers, I don't know, just kind of rough. The defense looked really rough, and the offense I mean, just not real good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, at times Roger looks really good, but other times he looks off. I don't know what the.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe if he's got an injury or because a lot of times they try to keep everything hush hush. Um, but that being said, the Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders are now 2-10. Chargers are 8-4.
Ooh.
Herbert Herbert only had one interception. But let me tell you what they did. Just like Harbaugh will do, we're gonna take the game out of your hand, and we're just gonna run the ball. Vital ran for 125 yards by himself, and they just kind of um, controlled the tempo, and just played the Harbaugh kind of football. Hard
Right, right,
nose,
right.
a lot of running, a little bit of pass here and there. They even put Trey Lance in for a little bit. I think he had one pass for 9 yards. But yeah, Herbert was 15 out of 20. Geno Smith was 18 out of 23, 165. Um, Poor Geno, he's catching a lot of slack. I mean, but I guess that kind of goes with the
Goes with
position.
the yeah, it goes with the position and the territory.
Yeah. So the Raiders are probably going to get the first draft pick. Um, all right. And then and this one surprised me. The Commanders came to play the Denver Broncos with Marcus Mariota as their quarterback. He threw for 294 yards. He had one interception. I
Hmm.
mean, they played their hearts out. I mean, they're playing with a backup quarterback, a lot of injuries. I mean, they're 3-9. It wasn't like they were playing for some imagination like they might make the playoffs. Mathematically, they've been eliminated. Um, but they're just decided like, hey man, we're not going to go out like that. Uh, and I mean, they really gave Denver a lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's well coached. We know Sean Payton, that's well coached. But again, it goes back to the parity that there is in the NFL, where even your worst team can come to play, and
Mm-hmm.
with just with a fumble, interception to give them hope or something to keep them in the game, it's a game. I mean, because this could have went. They both scored in overtime. I mean, Washington scored six, missed the extra point. Denver scored, and then put the extra point in, and that was it. That was the end of the game. So this was very winnable for them. Washington, they
Mm-hmm.
just couldn't nail it down. And hats off to Denver hanging in there. I mean, not every week you're gonna blow everybody out. Bo Nix looked good. Like I said, at times we both said, Bo Nix. There's sometimes you watch him and you're like, oh, okay. And there's other times it's like, wow, that's just, what I mean. It's like, where did that come from? Um, but we got to remember, he's still a young player. Only been in the league 2 years. Um, so he's still got a lot of learning to do. And I know Sean Payton's working with that, trying to be the quarterback whisperer, trying to keep it all rolling. But I think Denver's going to be tough because they're most likely are going to end up with home field advantage. Um, so it looks like if they win one more, I mean, if they can keep pace, if they can win one more and New England loses one, I think road to the Super Bowl will have to go through Denver. Um, but they're gonna have to keep winning. And then, like I said, if New England loses, um, they're gonna have to put their foot on it. You know what I mean? And just try to
Mm-hmm.
stay on top, try on top of it to get. Because I really think that home field advantage in the playoffs when the AFC could be played at your AFC championship could be played at your stadium. I think that's a lot. You know what I mean? I think that's saying a lot. All right, guys, when we get back, we've covered the scores. Um, when we get back, we'll give you our picks for next week, what we got going on. A lot of good matchups. It's getting late in the season. Nothing's a
Mm-hmm.
given. A lot of people are injured. A lot of people are playing through some injuries. A lot of these teams that have losing records, they're playing for nothing, but they're playing to be the spoil. So that a lot of times that's enough motivation to have a team that's 2-9 beat a team that's 10-2. So, or at least
Mm-hmm.
make it mess up the spread. That's for sure.
Yep.
Um,
Preparation. Preparation.
Preparation. But that being said, all right, guys, we'll be back. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everybody at the KM family. Happy holidays from Tony G and Big Lou from the Sportsbook every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, right here on KM Radio, where we go ham.
Hey, damn.
KM Radio, it's your boy Tony G, Big Lou, every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, the Sports Book. If you're just tuning in, we just covered all the games from the NFL, talked a little college ball. We have a bunch of picks we got coming on. There's a lot of good games. The Thursday night game should be a really good game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you have Detroit against the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a defining moment for both teams. Dallas wants to go to the playoffs, and Detroit's trying to stay relevant in the playoff hunt,
Yeah.
which will
Yeah.
which will
Stay.
make for real good. The over's 53 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of player props on this. Dax, CD Lamb anytime. CD Lamb's
CD Lamb. CD Lamb anytime.
the
Perkins.
yardage. Perkins. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Pickens. Pickens. I
so
mean
many.
Pickens
Yeah,
anytime.
there- there's so many uh Gibbs, Williams, Montgomery.
Ferguson,
Yeah, Ferguson. I mean,
Ty Montgomery.
there's so many
Yeah.
props on this. It's crazy. Um, I think if Dallas, if Dallas can jump out on a lead, it's Dallas all day long.
Hmm.
That's
They
that's
get that
that's my
good
that's
10
my
point
I like
lead.
yeah, I like Dallas plus three. Um plus three. If they can jump out, if they can jump out and get in the driver's seat, I think that it's over. One thing that you notice, or you don't have to notice, you just watch. You notice if you watch the Cowboys, they don't play well from behind. I know if they have a couple comebacks, I get it. But generally speaking, if Detroit could come out and get going, yeah, they're in trouble. But Dallas is coming off a winning streak. Dak
Hmm.
is playing lights out, and Detroit's struggling. So I think you have to like Detroit. I mean, you have to like the Cowboys, even going to Detroit. Um,
Hmm.
we're gonna find out this week if if the Cowboys are pretenders or are they for real. Um, and nothing taken away from Detroit, but like I said, Detroit's been playing. They just lost, and Detroit and Cowboys are flying high. And I think let me
Hmm.
look this up real quick. Let me do this. Passing yards for Dak. You can get him at he averages 271. You get him at 260 at minus 122. Like that. Jared
Hmm.
Goff averages 262. You can get him at 250 at minus 112. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I
Yeah.
think Dallas has got the firepower. I think Detroit's going to try to run against that defense. Even though that defense has stepped up, I think they're going to try to run. So you could check out some props on the rush yards. Um, Williams, I got at 70. You can get him at plus 104. So yeah, I mean, like I
Mhm.
said, this is going to be a big prop game. There's going to be a lot of money to be made. But like I said, I like Dallas plus three coming off these wins.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks playing the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons at
Mhm.
home. Um, this is one of those games where the Seahawks you can't play down to the competition. You got
No,
to
you
play,
cannot. You got to keep the foot on the gas.
yeah. And the Seahawks are only minus 7.5, which is I think is pretty generous.
Hmm.
I would like to take the hook off that, and then take Seattle. Um, you could take Seattle, and you could do a prop on Donaldson's yardage for the under because you don't put up a
Hmm.
lot of big. He's not going to put up 400 yards. That's not what they. That's
No.
not the what kind of not what kind of not what kind of football they play. So you actually can make
Right.
money uh off the lows. Seattle. Yeah, but I
Hmm.
like Seattle minus the 7.5. The Falcons are they're in disarray right now. Um, they got a lot of injuries. Kirk Cousins is playing again. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that just is not working. We're not going their way. Um, but don't count them out. They are playing at home, um, and they would love to spoil. Because that's what they're playing, the spoiler. They would love to spoil the Seahawks from getting another win. Because I think if the Seahawks can just keep going, I mean, they just need to pop off a couple games here and there. There's five. What is there? Nine. There's 6 games left, so they probably need
Hmm.
to win 4 out of the last 6 to secure that secure that that division. So
Hmm.
I look forward to Seattle minus 7.5. Pittsburgh and the Ravens. This is for first place. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is for first.
First place in the AFC or in the
Uh,
AFC North, I should say.
yes, 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 yes. So the Ravens are at home. minus 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and really, I believe the Ravens are a good team. They're going to put it back together this week. This is going to be a tight game. They have the over at 43. But Pittsburgh, they play each other tough. They see each other twice a year, so they're not strangers to each other. Um, so I don't know. I gotta look at the over, but I like the Ravens at home, man. What do you think? I mean, you going against the Ravens at home or?
No, I'm looking forward to the Ravens at home. I think the Ravens are going to win. I think Lamar's going to do some soul searching and a lot of things that he's not a cut. They're going to finally, just throw the keys at him and let him drive the car. I think he's going to treat it pretty good. I don't think he like it was, a few seasons ago.
Yeah, I like I said, watching that Pittsburgh offense, not a lot of not a lot of faith in the offense. I mean, they just it didn't look like it was doing well against the Bills, and the Bills aren't known to have a super shutdown defense by any means, but they made a lot of
Right,
mistakes, which I was kind of surprised because the Tomlin team usually doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
right,
Um,
right.
and they've never had a losing season, so this could be history in the making. Um,
Mhm.
but I like the Ravens at home, and I have to look at the props. Like I said, don't get too don't get too hung up on Henry because this year isn't last year. You know what I mean? It's not last year he was just almost 2,000 yards, and this year he's gonna have a decent season, but it isn't like last. Don't fall for a ridiculous prop of him 200 or something like that.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna use him by all means, but I think I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a very close game. Cincinnati and the Bills. Cincinnati can beat the Bills. They have the tools.
Mhm.
He has he has the weapons. He's playing against a defense that gives up a lot of can give up a lot of chunk yardage. Um, You got Josh Allen. Okay, cool. That's great. But just not enough weapons. He is the weapon. And as we have learned with the Ravens and the Bills, it's not enough. It's just not enough to go, oh, my quarterback can run for 1,000 yards. Who cares? I mean, really, who cares? I mean, because he
Right.
can't win every game. I mean, he's got to have weapons. You know what I mean? Because there's games when they don't run for that. And that's great, but we're not winning anything. Um, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm gonna say Cincinnati. I mean, because they got the whammy on us ever since the kid got hurt. Remember when the kid had got hurt in Buffalo um and he collapsed and he had went into cardiac arrest
Mhm.
uh 3 years ago. I mean, they've been a whammy for the Bills. They just really have. Now, if the Bills can pull this out and make a believer out of what I mean, but like I said, I mean it's hard to go against Cincinnati only because only because the weapons that they have. I mean, they got three bad to the bone weapons, and he's going to put up a bunch of a bunch of yards. All right, whether they win or lose, he's going to put up some numbers. It's going to be like, ooh. If anything, this is going to turn into a shootout. You know what I mean? That's exactly because their defense isn't the greatest neither, and we don't. Not that we have good receivers, but not great receivers. So that being said, this could easily be, a 34-30 game. Wouldn't
Mhm.
be surprised. But
I
like I
would.
said, yeah, what'd you say?
No, I was going to say I agree with you with that. Especially with the 3 point spread. I was just saying that I was agree with you on that. That's what it's going to take. Dig deep and especially everybody's got to be on special teams. The defense got to clamp down. I like that Coleman's has finally showed up. Hi, Marcus. Welcome to the Buffalo Bills. I'm glad that he showed up and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to look and he's looking spectacular now. So yeah, running game's good. Josh is doing his thing. I do believe that if Burrow continue if Lamar keeps up in this slump, he's going to fall back in the NFC North. I mean the AFC North.
Right,
If
right,
he
right.
if he but I understand this might be the game where he gets everything rolling and everything clicking on all cylinders. But everything has to be moving. Even Saquon Barkley. Not
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley,
Henry.
Henry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, like I said, I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Um, like I said, because I feel like they have a whammy on us. I hope we can break the whammy. But as a better, I would have to go with if I was going to bet on this game, it would be Cincinnati with the +6, and maybe even the over at 51, or maybe change it to 50. Tennessee
Mhm.
Titans at the Cleveland Browns. This is I have no clue on this one. Um, this could go so many different ways. The over is 33. Don't get lured in by that. This could be a very, um, very low scoring game.
Low scoring game. Yeah.
Neither,
Yeah.
yeah, neither
Absolutely.
offense is. It's not like they got unbelievable passers, and I know Shakur's got a good arm, but still learn. He's only his third game in the NFL. A
Hmm.
lot to learn, and the Titans. They should make it. It'll be a good game. A good game that don't mean a whole lot. That's all that I can is say.
Yeah.
Now the Saints in Tampa. The Saints always play Tampa tough.
Yeah.
The spread's 8.5. The only thing with me with what scares me with the Saints, even though they're trying and they look better, is the lack of offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
they don't have.
Yeah. We
They're
don't
not
have any
gonna.
offense.
Yeah, they're not gonna drop 30 on you. You know what I mean? It's not happening like that, and that's what makes
Right.
me kind of scared because I know Baker can put some points up, and he can move the ball.
And
But I
Bucky
think it's
Irving is getting his mojo back to where he's starting to smash through
yeah.
the line and get his yards.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be an uphill battle for the Saints. Do you think they can hold within 8.5? Because that's really what we're talking about. I mean, do you think the Saints can hold in 8.5?
I don't I don't have any confidence in him, Tony.
Yeah, I get you. I
I
get you.
want them to, but they're not talented enough. They're not talented enough.
10,
Especially when you go
12.
back and forth with your quarterback situation. I mean, it's a good
Yeah,
situation to have if they're both performing like they supposed to, but I
yeah,
don't see the future in those two guys. I did at first because of how he played in South Carolina, and I saw a few plays that he made, but no, NFL is still too fast for him.
yeah. I agree with you. I mean, you got to go with the Bucks. And I don't know, the over's 42.5, but can the Saints score some points to get you to that total? I mean, I know Tampa's good for you can drop 30 on you, but then you need the Saints to drop another 14. You know what I mean? So that's the deal with the over. Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm only
This
saying
game,
this,
the Colts need this
yeah,
game, but the Jaguars are the dark horse.
they are. It's gonna be playing there. Um, and they've been pulling them out of their kazoo left and right. And I like the Jags at home. I really do. I think there may have been a little bit of a got a little. I think Indianapolis has hit a snag, and I don't know if
Hmm.
they can. I think they're going to pull out of it. I just don't think it's this week. I think um, I think the Jags at home win. It'll be a messy game, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
I think they can. I think they can pull it out against the Jaguar. I think they can pull it out against the Colts. Um, But I think they got to get Daniel Jones putting up some numbers again. If they'll let him put up some numbers again, because then when in the beginning of the season he was putting up some numbers, throwing the ball. Here lately, the numbers have definitely decreased. Um, Don't know if they've changed, trying to run the ball more. I mean, it's hard. You don't know what their scheme is, what they're working on. Um, as a fan, we look at it and go, "Oh, why don't they do this?" Well, there's a reason why they're not doing that.
Right, right.
I mean, unbeknown to us, I mean, and then we're not in the need to know area, so it's kind of like all we can do is just um, guess. Uh,
So much for the holiday fund.
so much for the holiday fund. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we're good there. Miami Dolphins and the Jets.
Good
And
matchup.
here's a fun, good
Division
matchup. They see each other
rivalry.
all the time.
They all
Yeah,
yeah, and they always play each other tough.
and the Jets want to spoil. Miami's going on a little run trying to make the playoffs, so this is the opportunity that the Jets. Um, I like the over if I could get it at 40, because two of them can put up some points, and the Jets can do a little something, something. And if you can get it at 40, I think you can. I think you can make a little bit of change. I think you have to go in there. You might even look at Tua's numbers, what his yards are. It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold in New York, so you might as well say that right up front. So that could be a big effect on
Hmm.
the Dolphins if it's in the 30s, which it's supposed to be. In the cold and the bad weather, I kind of dig the Jets. And I'm just gonna just being
Yeah.
because I know the weather's gonna be, and they're trying to spoil any hopes they have of them going to the playoffs. Um, all right, Washington Commanders, Minnesota Vikings. I think the Washington Commanders coming off that loss in overtime. I think they go to Minnesota and they beat Minnesota. I think Minnesota's
Yeah.
got, like I said, they got a good defense, but quarterback situation just isn't there. Um,
Yeah.
and Mariota's playing good. You know what I mean? He's leading the team. Um, he's a great fill-in. He was a good starter. I mean, you know what I mean? And not great, but he was a good starter. Wasn't like uh he was definitely a good he's a good fill-in. Like I said, with Minnesota's problems, I like the Commanders coming off that loss.
Okay.
That was a tough loss, and I think they take it out of Minnesota in the dome. Um,
Yeah.
-1.5. Let me put that in there. You might want to even look at Mariota's passing yards. He's been putting up some decent numbers. You might be able to
Yep.
get him on
Check
a
his
discount.
check his stats, y'all. Check his stats. He might
Yeah,
might be
anytime.
on to
Yeah,
something.
passing TDs. Denver Broncos, Raiders. Denver's going to handle the Raiders. The Raiders they just
Yeah.
don't. I don't know. Geno Smith he's not playing terrible, but it's just they can't put anything together. I mean, to score any points. I mean, and on defense, they have a couple studs, but they can't be on the field all the time.
Mhm.
Um, so that's my. I mean, I think the Raiders. It's 7.5. I know it's a conference game. It's in Vegas, but I just think Denver's just too much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So take Denver with the 7.5. Try to move it to 7.
Okay.
The Rams and the Cardinals. I like the Rams coming off that loss. Um, I think Brissett will have another good yardage day. He's another one you could watch
Hmm.
on his props because he put up some numbers. Um, he definitely can put up some numbers. But the Rams are 8.5.
Mm.
It's weird games like this. Sometimes the Cardinals come alive and they'll drag it out and make it a 9-7 game. It's really crazy. Um,
That's what's up.
but I like the Rams. The Rams. All right.
All right.
Chicago Bears and Green Bay. What are you thinking here?
Chicago and Green Bay. That's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a
NFC
really good
battle.
one.
NFC battle. Packers at home. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be wet. Football. Might be snowing. Football. That's 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 what it is. But saying that, even though Chicago's been playing better on the road here lately, I kind of like the Packers at home. I like the Packers at
Packers are
home.
favorite, yeah. I'm gonna look at this at game time and see where we're at, and then
Hmm.
kind of go from there. I mean, I like the Packers at home, but the Bears have been playing so good, and
Right,
then
right.
yeah, the Packers love. It's like one game, you get the love, and you're like, ooh, and then you get the other love, and it's like, yeah, um,
Right.
that's not it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
this
this game,
not
yeah,
what I was looking for.
I like the over though.
Hmm.
Packers and the over.
Okay.
I like it. Houston Texans and Kansas City Chiefs. This is a must win for both.
Yeah,
Um,
must win for both teams. Houston's defense is stepping up to the plate. So, Pat, Pat's gonna have to get the ball out of his hands fast. He's gonna have to find his receivers, and they're gonna have to catch the ball too because he can spread it out, and he's doing
yes.
a excellent job. And with Noah Gray coming along, that's another weapon they can have. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow, or we'll see when they get it together when the game comes on.
Well, I think weather could be a factor.
Hmm.
Um, and I think Andy Reid, if anyone can come up with a scheme to go against them, it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That's their
Yeah,
edge. That's the other edge when it really ain't about whether or not Houston's better. It's about what schemes they can get them in to expose some of their weakness. And that's one thing that Kansas City has always been really good at, or really
yeah.
great at actually. And that's that wow factor. Um, and yes, Houston's coming in, playing really good ball, coming off winning a couple in a row. Um, and then you got the Chiefs that just lost, coming off a
Hmm.
loss. There are I mean they need to win to be in the hunt for the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying
Right, right.
for them to win their division. I'm just talking about just to get in the
Yeah, just
playoffs.
getting to the playoffs. They got to play lights out, mistake free. Everybody's on the same page. Football.
Yeah, because if they don't want to go 5-6, that's not gonna too hard of a deal. But I think if anyone could come up with a scheme to beat Texas, it's going to be Kansas City, and
Yeah.
they're at home. So I like the Kansas City Chiefs,
Hmm.
provided before I look at it Sunday -3.5. Okay. Last but not least, Philadelphia Eagles and the Chargers. Philly's coming off two losses.
Hmm.
The Chargers are playing pretty good. Uh, they're going to be at home, and it's crazy. The spread's 3.5. So let me
Yeah.
see.
It feels like to me. It feels like to me they should be a lot further than where they are right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. I mean, I'm not. Um, so let me see more NFL. Trying to do this standings. So let's put something in perspective. So Philadelphia is 8-4. The Cowboys are 6-5. The Cowboys
Hmm.
have mathematically a shot of winning this division. So it's got to be a win I mean, Philly's got to win. Now the Chargers are 8-4. They're behind the Denver Broncos. So
Hmm.
they need a win to try to stay pace. So
Yeah.
this is a really, really big game. Um, and like I said, Philly really needs to win the game in order to keep Dallas off them. Um, and I think I this is I'm going with Philly because I know how Herbert can play at times, and I think they're gonna frustrate him and
Hmm.
get him to make some mistakes and where they can capitalize on it. Now their offense is lacking. Philly's offense is lacking. There's no doubt about it. It's just not whether Saquon is hurt or it's just not the same deal as it was last year. So that being said, but I think Philly with their defense will be enough to put them in good position and capitalize on Herbert's tendency of making a lot of mistakes in the big game. That's what I'm going with. So I like Philly. I mean, because Herbert has done it. We've watched him. We've said, "Oh man, he's
Yeah.
doing really, really good." Put a lot of
Yeah.
pressure on him, and he fumbled. You know what I mean? Or he folded. And if any defense that can do that, it is Philly. Now, like I said, the offense I'm not afraid of. Their offense isn't really much. But that being said, I do like Philly. Look, guys,
Okay.
it's another Tuesday nights in the books. I want to thank everyone. Thank Big Lou for being at the station and thank all our family members. And remember, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Uh, 24 more days before Christmas, before the big man
Yeah.
comes and drops some presents. So, all right, guys, we will see you. Tony G, Big Lou, the sports book every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock on the biggest station in the land. K Ham Radio, where we go ham.
Ham.